Yeah. Seven. What's the first? Saturday. Seven.
You're right, though. Easy way to remember. I forgot when you started, though. You started first.
Yeah.
Good morning as you join us at the Masters Hockey World Cup. This is the second event based in Cape Town, South Africa. We bring you a game this morning in the over 65 women division. We've got Scotland in the royal blue playing against an Alliance Spirit of Masters team. And they're in the light blue. As I said, this game in the over 65 division. And we're on day 7 of this tournament, so as you can imagine, lots of tired legs, a lot of enjoyment out there as we kick off day 7 of this Masters World Cup. These two teams finished with their pool games today. We're going to playoff matches tomorrow. Unfortunately for these two teams, the results not going their way so far. Both teams having lost their 3 matches they played. And so, this being the last pool game, it is ready for bragging rights to see who ends up 4th and 5th in this pool going into the playoff games that'll take place on the weekend. I think the majority of these players not too fussed about where they finish in this tournament. It's just being out there and playing, touring a new country, and enjoying the camaraderie that is Masters World Cup. The Alliance team now getting a free hit. We'll see. The Alliance team made up of players that didn't necessarily make their country's first team to come here, but were still interested in playing, and they're definitely good enough to play at this level. So what they do is they combine teams together and call them the Spirit of Master teams. The Alliance team made up of various countries. There are a couple of Spirit of Master teams from some countries that could send second stringer players. It is fantastic. So many people in over 65 category playing the sport they love and want to go on tour for a tournament in a foreign country. As Scotland get a break now, just trying to get the ball forward. We see Noel Duncan just trying to get the ball forward there. Just got blocked in the way. At this level of hockey, and like I said, any level of hockey, trying to find passes and string passes together is probably the foremost thing. And as a defender, you just want to be in the way a lot of times to break it down. as the Scottish team now get to set up high in the field. The first time they've been this far in the field. They'll be looking to hit this ball in, see what they can get from their value. The ball does get knocked in. Look close to foot, but just didn't get on there as the Alliance team cleverly just take the ball out sideways. Good conservative hockey. You don't want to be anywhere near your D to give away short corners and the like of that. This is the second of the World Masters World Cups. First event took place in Nottingham recently, and that was for the younger masters, for the over 35s and over 40s. Very successful tournament being held there. The Cape Town version, number 2. As we see a break coming on. Just looking to go forward, but like we said, this far in the tournament, a lot of tight legs out there. Need to run them in this morning. Second event in Cape Town is for the over 45s, over 50, over 55, and in this game, for the ladies, we have the over 65s playing. Then there's one more tournament to come in Tokyo, where it'll be primarily over 65, and there's an over 70 team playing as well. A lot of countries making the trip. Some countries still having a COVID hangover, so we don't see Australia and New Zealand yet. But the fact that we're playing hockey again across borders, breaking the shackles that was COVID, the ball goes into the circle. The ball's loose, just pops loose, unfortunately. Looked like Madeline Elson just got the ball on the edge of her stick and it popped back up. A little bit of backspin, the ball came back onto her foot. As you have the first short corner of the game, Scotland get to have a free go at the goals here, see what they can come up with. Christine Ether in the goals. We put to task here as the ball comes out. Going for the big hit. Nice, clean strike there by Moira Anderson. Again, the ball coming out and a fantastic strike coming in. The ball popped out on the right-hand side. One of those gift goals where it lands in your lap. And you still have to put it away though. Ball popped loose on the forehand. Short corner defense. Caught watching slightly, but we saw a nice clean put away by Joan Mackey. One of the better strikes so far of this tournament. You still got to do it, and clean strike to the bottom left. Christine Ether in goals had no chance on that. In fact, the whole short corner team had no chance. The ball fortuitously bouncing out for Scotland. And Joe Mackey just cracking it away. Game down the left-hand side. As often happens in all levels of hockey, there's the choice players we're going to make about staying in the channel and playing the passing game or trying to switch it out into space. And Scotland stayed in the channel there for the initial part, and then near the end try to find themselves out of the space. Beautiful day today in Cape Town. Weather's cleared up. There was a little cold front that came through yesterday. Nice big crack coming through there. Clean hit from Brenda Connor into the circle. A ball line loose again. Moira Anderson is unable to hit it away, but does end up on a foot. Christine Ether making 2 saves there that got in the way. I must point out that goalkeeper Ether just made a great save on the first strike of their first short corner. Just happened to end up rebounding back into a fortuitous position. So put to the task here, Scotland on the attack. They are slightly higher in the pool than the Alliance team. Merely on goal difference though, but like I said, the enjoyment of being on the field to play this game. As the injection comes out. Moira Anderson walking it across, hitting the ball in. Umpire's going to say that was lifted above the backboard. The rules of hockey say that your first hit at goals must stay below the backboard. It does a safety issue. Any ball that gets raised above the backboard does start getting to knee height and higher, and then starts injuring body parts. Of course, players have shin pads below the knee, so That deemed to be protective gear. Nothing protecting the toes though, I might say, so the ball gets hit onto your foot, often hurts like hell. But in that short corner, unfortunately, Maury Anderson just lifting the ball above the backboard. Umpire having no choice but to avoid the 16. Shelley Tapp just knocking the ball at the back, and now Beverly Noonan just trying to knock it forward through the channel. Unable to find a gap. Scotland now need to work the ball out. Changing channels wide, a little bit out of reach, but a really good run. Looked like Jill Reader to make a lot of ground to get to that one. And Scotland moving the ball nicely now down the line. Maura Anderson now in space, looking up. If she looks up quickly, she'll see Joan Mackey in the circle, just waiting in front of the goal. And the ball rolling in and not getting to Joan Mackey, but hitting on a line's foot. And so Scotland, early in this game, winning their third short corner. And we'll see what they come up this time. Injection coming in. Nicely trapped by Anderson. Popped the ball out to the right. Past the first wave. Hits it in. Ball's going wide, but the injector, it just popped up on the radar at the, we would say the near post, but the ball had been carried across. So the injection post. And calmly but neatly just held the ball back on target. Past the hapless keeper who had no chance in getting that so wide. That was Joyce Souness putting her hand up and acknowledging that she followed up on her injection, which is always great to see. Injectors have got more work to do than just pushing the ball into the trapper. If they follow through, often there's a lot of scrappy ball that comes off keepers that they can pick up and score. In this case, the ball being knocked straight to her. And she tapped it in cleanly. Very good variation if she's open. As again, the Alliance team gets to this part of the field and they're often going backwards when they should be going forwards. Turning around and finding people in front of the ball or finding a foot and resetting. Super important as Maureen Bradbury just missing the edge of her stick as it rolled at the outside there. She'll just go for the more complicated reverse stick stop. Upright backhand, which as any hockey player would tell you, it's not the easiest skill. As the ball now rolls all the way wide to Yvonne Wilson, who's now going to bring it down the channel. Scotland very clever at taking the ball wide and then going down the channel. So opening up the game. As Brenda Connor gets the game going, yep. Nice good interplay with Charlotte Barrett, the captain. Little 1-2 hockey, fantastic to see. Another small pass and the through ball. This is really good hockey coming up. And a fantastic ball back to the middle. This is fantastic to see. We had Joyce Souness there playing the ball back infield. I think there might have been a bit of time in the last pass to maybe just carry it forward slightly towards the D. Game on the restart there. And the Alliance team trying to hit the ball out, but getting stuck as Jill Reid knocked the ball forward there. Just lost a bit of control trying to find. Now the Alliance team trying to go forward. Good inside-out skill. That elimination was fantastic. Over the top, often called the rugby dummy in hockey. Not sure why they got the rugby dummy. Just simply a dummy pass. The stick goes over the top and ball goes around the right hand shoulder. The Alliance team looking to go forward, but I think the miscommunication there. I see Maureen Bradbury just looking bemused that the ball didn't come straight to her. Shirley Gillette trying to link up there, but not being successful as the ball again gets played, and Scotland are moving the ball right out again. Brenda Connor and I got space to play down the line, and they do this well, bringing the ball out of a congested channel. to move it forward. Winifred McCallum with the ball forward. Jill Reed just overrunning slightly. She could still get in, yep. Carrying it around, trying to find the foot as she does. And it's just inside the circle. And Jill Reed doing a really good job there of just being patient. Sorry, I think that was Joyce. Yes, sorry, Jill Reed. Just being patient of carrying the ball around the D, looking for a foot rather than a shot on target because the circle was congested. Good hockey EQ being shown there as they come away with their fourth short corner of this match. Scotland 2-love up. We're in the first quarter of this game still. These quarters being played at 17.5 minutes each. As the injection comes out, it's trapped on the edge. Tried to play back to Jill Reed, who just in front of her, so she couldn't do much with it. Again, showing composure by keeping it away from the defender. Captain Barrett. Then trying to take it away as well, and they just lost a bit of possession. They had a short corner, and they'll come back out there 22. They won't be too happy with that. Done all that work to get the short corner, and unfortunately, been pushed back over their 22. The Lions team just trying to get this ball out the channel. Nobody in front of the ball as the ball gets knocked out sideways. Again, a little bit of miscommunication. I think it was a mishit as well. So Brenda Connor's been really good at finding this little small passes. Yep. Going from McCallum, just losing possession. As the ball goes, Jill in the middle, sorry, and now it comes out, and I think she'll feel hard done by that. Trying to lift the ball over the stick, and I think in the process managed to lift it over the stick, but umpire said there was a bit of stick contact as well, and therefore blew for the stick contact. Ball out wide, and now we've got some space to move into. Maureen Bradbury looking for the ball on the line. Just not finding a connection there. As Scotland now get the ball going forward, they've got some space. They just look like Yvonne Wilson popped the ball up there a little bit higher. They had the right idea trying to find the ball to the circle where it looked like Winifred McCallum was waiting. Scotland did a good job of just flooding the field with people on that side. So there's lots of bodies behind the ball. Does make it very difficult for the Lions team to come out if there's lots of Scottish players in the way. They need to switch it out, but they haven't got anybody out on the side of the field. They've channel bound at this moment, forced to hit the ball down the middle, and of course Scotland are waiting for them there to come away with the ball. As Barrett now plays the ball wide, a little bit too wide for McCallum, can't get that far. As Salon comes away with the ball, hits the ball a long way to nobody, but it does relieve some pressure. Moves the game upfield, which is what's needed at this moment, just to break away from the pressure they wind at the back. Scotland way back in there, 22. And there we have the horn going for the end of the first quarter. Scotland up 2-love in this match, and we look forward to some more hockey coming up in a short while. Welcome back as we start the second quarter of this over 65 match at the Masters World Cup for ladies. We've got Scotland in royal blue playing against the Alliance British Masters team in the light blue. The Scottish team up 2-love at the moment. They're having most of the circle entries. In fact, the Alliance team struggling to get inroads up the field here. As we see the Scottish team just going for the build-up play again. Captain Barrett just knocking the ball forward. Just a slight loss of control as Maureen Bradbury gets the ball out on the far side, but the umpire calling for a foot again. Scotland now with the chance, ball in the circle. Had a chance for a shot there. Joy Sooners hit the ball, but a stick thrown in the way by Joan Spencer. Thwarting the efforts there. Scotland again just pushing into the circle. Barrett now coming into a crowded circle and doing the sensible thing. Just pushing against the foot. Earning themselves a penalty corner. And that'll be their 5th penalty corner of the match. Christine Ether in goals. Making a couple of saves so far, but been beaten twice with 2 really good goals being put away, and the ball comes out. Again, Maury Anderson's going to make the choice of what to do here. Goes for the right slip. The ball comes back to Anderson in the middle for the zigzag. Ball popping loose in the circle. She just didn't connect that zigzag push properly. She gets another chance to hit it forward. Ether with another great save with the right foot. Denying it. Ball just keeps coming back and she gets to get away again. That's double save coming out there. And fantastic keeping in the ensuing melee that happened. Maura Anderson won't be happy with her second shot there. Ball came back to the P spot and she had time on it to decide where to go. Just chalked it slightly by hitting it on the edge of her stick. As the Alliance team now have to reset at the back. And like we said before, Scottish team very good at drifting people across to just flood the channel. Make sure there's lots of bodies in the way. Makes it difficult to come out of that channel. And so far, the Alliance team haven't really tried to switch channels as we have a crashing ball. Anderson going to have a backhand, I think. Goes for the backhand flick. A little hopeful. The drop pass back to the edge of the D was on. A couple of her fellow players had made the run for her to join her. They might have done better if Joyce Souness and looked like Barrett had asked for the drop pass. But bygones be bygones. The ball goes forward again. Alliance team just knocking the ball away in a bit of hope, trying to get out of the areas. Brenda Connor goes in. Not her best shot of the day. She acknowledges it, says sorry to her friends. As we get to reset. Again, the Alliance team trying to come out the side there. It's a recurring pattern in this game. Very channel bound. The problem being channel bound is you do end up with a lot of opposition in front of you if you keep in that channel for too long. Easier said than done from the sideline, yeah, moving the ball out the channel, but the Alliance team is not having players on the open side of the field to look for. As the Scottish team now start making their 1-2 passes. They've been very good at their first, when they take free hits, the first 2 or 3 passes have been small and short, finding each other. Good team aspect, which is fantastic to see as Anderson now comes over the ball. Going for the long run. Again, Joan Mackey in the midfield. Doesn't go for Joan Mackey, goes for another great save. Comes a double save and another one. Joyce Souness on the outside there. Thought she was in business. Hit the shot in, but again, another save by Christine Ether. Now the backhand flick on target. It's interesting what the call is there because it is on target. It is going for goal, but it was dangerous because it hit one of the defenders squarely in the chest. As now we have Simpson trying to get away from it. Solo and join. Solo and just run out of space there for a second. And again, Scotland come over the mini-game. The good small passing. It gets them going every time. Really been a key of their success so far is those small passes. Intercept by Brenna Connor. All going across. Now we have Alison the chance. Going around the back. A fantastic tackle. Ball on the P spot. Jill Reid hooking her shot on target. Looked like Saunders made an excellent tackle in this. Sorry, Sanders making an excellent tackle in the circle. Just up the first cross. But the ball then bouncing back and the second cross coming in. I think Jill Reid will be upset with herself for not knocking that one away. Hooking it past the upright umpire, saying the ball went out much closer to the middle of the field and Lynch is trying to get. Ball coming out wide. Solomon hasn't much of the ball on the side and trying to link up, playing the simple game. Trying to keep possession. Can't find somebody to pass to. Then goes for the big hits. Looked like it was going to, for a second, was going to find Maureen Bradbury up front there. Again, Scotland reset from the back. Long ball forward down the middle. Just not collected, but it does push the line team back. And Scotland now with Barrett got options ahead, going for the long ball. That's going to be a tester because had too much gas on it. And don't think Joyce Soon is going to be happy with him to run all that way. Barrett there just getting a bit excited and smacking the ball too hard. The short build-up's the way to go often in these things. And Scotland so far been very good at that. It's what led to their goals, and they've had many circle entries, 5 short corners. And they've got themselves in that position with small passes and neat interplay as the ball gets knocked forward. Bradbury now looking for the ball forward, trying to throw it down the line. Solomon's made the good trip down the side of the field. Not Solomon. Trying to see who that is. In the glare of the morning sun. Looks like Rosa Galach. Again, the last team slowly but surely pushing forward here. Trying to get something out of this. They've got a long corner. They haven't spent much time in this part of the field of Scotland. And so anything they can get from here would be worth the trip as they looking for options going forward. Taking the self-pass, ball gets knocked forward. Might have a first circle entry. As the ball gets knocked forward. We've still got time here for the Alliance to just make some kind of circle entry. Just need to pop it in. And they're going backwards, which might come forward again. And there it is. There's the knock-in. They can get something for this. There was a chance there, and I think in another game of hockey, that ball be knocked over the baseline might be deemed as intentional, and therefore a short corner gets awarded. Sullivan just trying to take a swing at that, and the ball just eluding her. Would have been a fantastic goal if she'd got hold of that. This time the Alliance team going towards the corner, which often leads to the ball being congested. As we're going to reset now, and I think the Alliance having made progress up the field there and having their first circle entry of earnest. I'll be joyed by the fact, but as the ball comes through, just a slight loss of control at the back there. Margaret Saunders just tripping on the ball, but now Scotland have got numbers going forward. There's a pass coming in. Unlucky, great intercept there at the back. There was a 2v1, definite goal scoring opportunity, but a circle saving tackle as the ball goes in again, this time blown for lifted. The 2v1 was set up, but again, good defending. Often with a 2v1, the most important part of defending is placing yourself between the two players, and Margaret Sanders did exactly that. Position herself between the two players, so when the pass came, she interfered with it, and of course, 2v1 is broken down as the Alliance team now looking to go more sideways before they got on the channel. Just not find anybody in front of them, which is unfortunate because they're slowly but surely the passes are getting stronger and better from the Alliance team. They're getting more confidence. Scotland with the characteristic short pass game, a little through-run game. This is going to be a good attempt. We've got the ball coming across to the open. The ball in front of the goal. There's Malay ensuing. There's lots of stick work. Everybody's shooting. The ball eventually going in with Jill Reid. Lots of backwards and forwards of pinball there. But Jill Reid coming on the far side, and the ball popping in front of her for the open hit. There were a couple of players involved in that Malay going forward. Looked like Yvonne Wilson had made the run to the P spot that was going to knock it in. An interesting development. One of the Scottish players forgot to get back to the halfway line. For the free start, the Alliance team took the hit before all the players had got back into the side of the field, and when the ball did get rolled back, the Scottish player was waiting for the ball. Everybody sees the humour in that. It looked like Margaret White, I think, who no, I think it was Scullion, I think. Scullion, they couldn't make it back. Scotland just trying to take the running ball. I think that was unlucky because McCallum had got away there. And in the jabbing of the ball, should knock it further forward. Just caught the stick of Lynch. Umpires very sensitive to any stick noises. As Lynch gets the ball, trying to find a back in field. Only as far as Scullion now. Scullion has had a jelly babies at the break and now has got all full of energy going forward as Reid goes for the big cross. Umpire saying from the free hit, the ball hadn't been moved the 5 yards, and so as per the rules of hockey, you can't have the circle entry as the ball's moved 5. Good through play coming yet. We've got a slight breakaway. If they can link up together, it'll be a good combination. Sullivan making yards there, but just not finding Sue Simpson, who was close by. And the turnover ball then goes down the field. And Wilson gets to carry it for a short while. I think, didn't see Barrett behind her, which was the easier pass, but Scotland still keep going. Nice through ball by Scullion. Scullion's now got a lot of running in her. She's going to try and hit the ball through. Gets a foot, but advantage being played. Umpire saying you had advantage. Didn't take it. As Scullion was really good on the side of the field there, taking the ball forward at pace and catching everybody by surprise. I think we're going to see something similar here. Looking for options going forward. Popping the ball around the outside to the baseline, crossing it nice and neatly. And the cross, interestingly enough, was adjudicated to have gone over the baseline before it was hit. We didn't quite see that from this angle. Looked for all intents purposes that the ball had crashed into Sanders' foot, and there was going to be a short corner, but we were wrong. The ball had gone over the baseline. And Sanders gets to reset with a big hit. And a second hit. This time just not matching the ball cleanly. Trying to go down the channel where there's 6 or 7 Scottish players waiting with intent. Ball going back now, and a rare touch for Jane Neal. We haven't seen her much in the game. Been stuck at the back, just watching proceedings in front of her. Don't think she'll complain too much about that. Day 7 of a tournament. As the ball gets popped forward, but Sanders just smacks it away and says no. But only as far as Scotland pushing the ball back forward again and again. Wilson, Scullion, Barrett, Reed, all moving the ball quickly up front. They all look very eager for goals. Goal hungry. Scotland again, trying to play their way through. So ball into the circle. Again, Scotland now getting a short corner. They've been camping in this part of the field. As the horn goes for the end of the half. Hockey rules though, you do play the short corner out. As they get one more chance to knock a ball in that side of the goals. I must say that Christine Ether though has a lot to say about their shots on target. She's been the way and cleared a lot of the saves with their feet. Frustrating in this Scottish team. Injection comes, ball right, now comes the big hit. It's on target, hits a foot on the line, unfortunately. Trying to see who that was. The ball on target, just not being clear.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room. Thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation. And about training and improving those skills. Looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
We are fascinated by the mindsets and the habits that make individuals and teams perform at another level. Let us be your thought partners and transformational coaches. Are you part of a team and you are wanting to gain insight into what ingredients need to be in the mix to take your team to a whole new level of performance? Partner with us. We want to be your transformational coaches.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
And there goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people is just fantastic. The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. This will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.
Welcome back as you join us for the second half of this Masters Hockey World Cup match. It's in the over 65 division for women. And we have Scotland, who are busy leading this match 4-love against the Alliance Spirit of Masters team. So far, Scotland shown very impressive skills by playing the small passing game, the small interplay between players, moving the ball up the field. That's what's getting them into free space, and it's leading to circle entries and short corners, and they lead the short corner count by 6 goals to 0, 6 short corners to 0, I should say. And those short corners have just kept the pressure on the Alliance team, as the Alliance team have struggled to get the ball going forward. They've kept it channel bound quite a lot, and by keeping the channel, Scotland have been able to set up a good press to just stop the ball going forward. People viewing this stream on YouTube, if you want to place any comments in the comment bar, let us know who you're supporting, where you are in the world, and we'll keep a chat going on the side. Scotland ball going straight through there to the baseline. Jill Reid making the through ball for the run. As the ball gets crashed in the D, I think they're going to have a chance for a short corner here. Definitely looked like a stick hack there. As Scotland now enjoying their 7th short corner of this match. Maura Anderson being instrumental at getting the ball through and forward there, and then also being instrumental at taking charge on top of the short corner here, and we're going to see what she comes up with, as the injection normally comes to her and she gets to make the choice of where to go as the ball comes out. She takes it across to the right, hits the ball across the body, and that is a really good strike. Maura Anderson, power strike extraordinaire, smacking the ball past the postman. No chance there, as that puts Scotland 5-love up in this match. But I'll be happy with their play. Calm and neat and find each other, good interplay happening, which is what you want. Day 7 of a tournament, when the legs are tired, you want to make as many passes as possible and limit the running with the ball. Running with the ball, one of the most tiring aspects of this match. Just trying to keep the ball moving to people that are in position already, as again, the channels are blocked up. A big hit coming through. From Judy SoM, but ball going a long way through, but Scotland then able to come back with it and work themselves down the channel again. Alliance winning the ball in the midfield. They got a break going forward here. A really good ball down to the left. Nice, cleanly picked up by Spencer. Spencer just looking for options ahead, but Scotland good at getting back numbers behind the ball. Unfortunately, that ball just been spilled to Jill Reid. Intercept ball coming through from SoM. SoM's going to look forward now to see who she can knock it to. Good hit, but only as far as Scottish defender, who picks it up neatly and now plays a ball forward. Scotland with a lot of players open now. If they look up, they can see many. Barrett now open play. Reid, who's got players ahead, just couldn't find Joan Mackey, who was open on the left there. For all intents purposes, they had an overlap there, they just couldn't make full use of it. And now Scotland, a bit of pressure. Blow going against them, the quick for a hit. If Joan Spencer, and the hit taken, and Anne Wotherspoon just been told that did not retreat 5 yards, and this umpire in this case getting very strict in applying the rule, the letter of the law, and saying you have to get back 5 yards in the 22, otherwise deliberate foul, and deliberate foul becomes a penalty corner, and we have the first penalty corner of the match for the Alliance team. It's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. Waiting for the injection. Ball gets knocked out quite cleanly. Bradbury on top of the... Oh, ball just being missed on the swing there. Bradbury slipping the ball neatly to Spencer. Spencer taking a big swing and unfortunately not making contact. As Scotland now get a chance to play the ball out the back and down the channel, as they have done so many times, trying to find the small interplay of passes. Ball just stuck in the channel there, so not much happening. Again, Scotland coming over the ball, trying to find the small passes. They've been good at this. Being a little bit careless of the ball now, but not taking care of the small passes, which is the important part of their match. When they do that, it does work well for them. So they'll be keen to keep that going. Reed looking up, needs to make the small pass, not linking up with their fellow player. Ball back of the stick. A little bit of confusion about which way the blow was there. Shirley Gillette just backing off as the ball goes through. Now we have some space on the far side. Barrett, the captain, knocking the ball into the circle. Still loose. Coming out to the left. Reed knocking the ball in the circle and it trickling harmlessly through. I think it was one of those hopeful crosses. Unfortunately, Joyce Sooners had moved to the T-point away from the middle, and nobody coming behind, and the gap was there. Ball being cracked down the side, but again, Reed just getting in the way, finding the small pass, and this is where we've seen Moira Anderson taking the ball long down the field. Keeper came off the line, and she might just look and say the near post was open for the shot. But in good teamwork fashion, she looked up to see if she could link up with one of her players. Duncan now gets to restart the game. Trying to find a foot on the way through, does this successfully. Trying to find a Scottish player with it. The drop passes on, Barrett on the right on. There's two passes on the right on, there goes the long one. The cross coming in, second cross coming in. And ball being palmed over the baseline, and there's friendly rules in this game because Elson did knock that ball deliberately over the baseline, and umpire saying not to worry, it's friendly match this. No penalty corner given. And now the umpire being super strict on Scotland, who went 5 yards on the free hit there. Everybody has to be 5 yards on the long corner, and the Scottish captain was 4.92. I say 5 yards. The old rules of hockey had us in yards, and we've converted now to meters in UFH rules. So 5 yards became 5 meters, but we're still talking yards. The field is still designed to be 100 yards long, so you can do the conversion in your head to the 91 meters, but to make that conversion the whole time. There's a 16-yard and a 25-yard. Not many hockey players are mathematicians, so we normally keep the talking yards. Scotland leading this little game 5-love. It's third quarter. Game getting a little bit stagnant now with players being too direct and not trying to find the interplay. We often find hockey third chuckers do this. There's a slight lull that happens in the third chuck if one team is winning. Just takes a bit of spark. Something must happen. A goal maybe from the Alliance team. And it gives everybody a bit of a spurt going forward. Scotland keeping the ball in the channel, yeah. But only as far as Shirley Gillette, who wins the foot. The Alliance team need to look at getting the ball infield and off the channel. Too many Scottish players in the way. Having said that, though, some great pressure being applied by McCallum and Anderson to stop the ball from being switched. Is a nice long ball through. That's a really good ball to Bradbury up front. Maureen Bradbury hitting the ball across, just finding the foot outside the circle. Taking the ball 5 yards, carrying it forward. Bradbury now got some energy to cross it in. The ball in between two players, and I couldn't see who it was, but looked like Sue Simpson was on top of the ball and just interfered with, but umpire saying that caught the wrong side of her stick. She made a long run there. Now Scotland get a chance to come away with the ball. They've got players ahead here, and a lot of players ahead here. If they can throw the ball through, a little small overhead. Complicated skill, but not really needed. But Yvonne Wilson's going to make the run. Still got the ball. Wilson making the charge. Got players to pass to in the circle. Ball comes across. And a post. A beautiful cross coming in. Textbook hockey. Picked it up on the forehand. Unfortunately, just playing that into the post. And not even into the post, into the inside edge of the post, so that Joyce Souness finding the post that the ball ricocheted back behind the keeper across to the other side of the goal. A really good run down the right, but textbook hockey where you want to get around players when you've got time, and then once you're in the circle, the pressure on the defenders so you can find forwards moving all over the place. Unfortunately, Wotherspoon just chalking the ball there slightly, not get it clean. And the Lions, if they can get the ball forward here, might have an opportunity. Shirley Gillette trying to get the ball game, but being hassled is the right word by Aileen Smith. Ball now being crossed. It just takes one of these balls to end up on an Alliance stick in the circle. At the moment, Scotland finding the right people in the right places. They're now going forward. They've got numbers here. McCallum now on the run, looking for options, cutting infield, which is the right thing to do. Playing the ball to the P-spot. And again, Christine Ether having a real good game. Comes out cleanly there, intercepting the ball, kicking it away. Really good goalkeeping, taking the initiative, not staying back on the line and waiting for things to happen. As we now have Wotherspoon trying to make a run. Slightly contrary to the normal passing game that Scotland have been enjoying and working for them. As the ball gets knocked down the field. The Lions team have got some numbers here. If they can move it forward. A lot of support from the sideline. Joan Spenther looking for the hit. Umpire said you got the free hit. They just lacking some players in the middle of the field. Everybody on the sideline. This ball's going to probably end up going down the line. Need to make sure they don't get stuck in the corner as the ball gets crossed in there. I think a bit of confusion there. Shirley Gillette. Not seeing the open play in front of it. The net result is the ball's gone over the baseline. Just over 2 minutes to go in this quarter. Scotland enjoying a comfortable lead now, 5-love. Some fantastic interplay. Maura Anderson scoring a good short corner goal. Maggie McClellan also knocking on in this quarter. So 2 goals in this quarter. Scotland really, when they go forward like they are now, they've got numbers ahead of the ball and they've got players to pass to. It's more a case of Yvonne Wilson going on the side again. She's done this well so far. The cross coming in, just catching the defender's stick. The short corner being adjudicated, but they had numbers open. Reed making a run around the outside, unmarked, but with just under 2 minutes to go, Scotland have got their 8th short corner. And again, the money would be on the ball to find Maura Anderson. In fact, she's off the field, so the money won't be on to find Maura Anderson. A bit of delegation happening on the field. I'm not sure who this is going to. Jane Neal looks interested. Doesn't go to her. The slip back to Reed. And the push to the keeper, but again, Christine Heather coming out every time toward the ball. Nice positive goalkeeping. And there again, just kicking the ball away and thwarting the Scottish attempted goal. Simple play there. Pulling the ball in the foot. Brenda Connor just making it nice and neat. Finding Reed and now again trying to find the passes. A little inside outside skill there from McClellan. Beverly Noonan not falling for it there. Great through ball from Scotland. That is fantastic. If they can hit it from here, this is going to be Scullion trying to get in deep. Not backing herself to hit it from the top of the D. Trying to take it in further. But again, Christine Heather not staying in her line. Stepping out and closing the gap. And when that gap closes, always strikers must calculate how fast the time goes by. And when the gap does close like that, the keeper wearing pads does become an imposing figure. As we end the 3rd quarter, Scotland enjoying a 5-0 lead. Played some enterprising hockey. We'll be back soon for the last quarter. Welcome back as you join us for the last quarter of this match between the Alliance Spirit of Masters team and the Scottish team in the women's over 65 division. Scotland enjoying a comfortable lead here, 5-0, but again, the best thing about this match is that people are playing in the twilight years, having the best time of their life playing hockey in the sun in Cape Town. Masters Hockey being a fantastic initiative to keep people playing the sport at all ages, and the camaraderie shown by the players on the field, and also post-match as the Lions team get a ball into the circle, gets cleared away by Jay and Neil. But just seeing the photographs being taken by opposition teams after matches, a couple of drinks being had on the grass fields behind us. Beautiful setting with Table Mountain in the background, and just people enjoying the hockey, being competitive on the field, but off the field, the camaraderie and the friendships made, which is what this is all about. The Spirit of Master teams, a good initiative. A couple of countries not making the trip to the Masters. Countries with COVID restrictions that are still limited by their players, so Belgium not here, New Zealand, Australia, for example. They would be at the next one, I'm sure, as the world emerges. But the Spirit of Master teams, you met with players who might have played for their country in the past and still want to play and can make the grade and can fill up a team. As we see a ball going forward, Maura Anderson being a handful the whole game. Very clever at making the choice of where the ball must go. Big loud call there from Scullion saying, I want this ball. Gets it back, pushes it towards the goal. A lot of stick clacking going on there, just no result from that. Good lead down the middle for Scullion. And the ball being pushed forward. Just nothing resulted from that. Ball being knocked forward. Shelley Tapp just keeping it infield. As Scotland now come away with it, and what they've been really good at is just finding fellow players for the small short pass. Any game of hockey, linking up with your teammates and building up some pattern play is so important on so many levels. Crowds often cheer for the individual skill, but the team aspect more important in the bigger picture. As again, Scotland now with their 5th, 6th pass. Reed got the ball. She's made the arc infield, looking for options. Does find Megan McLennan down the field. She'll go for the open pass. Neil get in there first. And again, this is a great passage of play. Really some enterprising pass. Scullion again for the long ball, but just the build up there in the midfield. I lost count, but 8, 9, 10 passes. All nice and neat, trying to find each other. Keeping the ball away from the Lions team, which is a good tactic. As they go for the intercept again. They've got some space again. Reed trying to find the through ball. Anderson just blindsided there. Couldn't see what was coming through. But as you'll see, Scotland really good at finding the small players. I say that commentator's curse. Ball being coughed up. Shelley Tapp looking for the free hit. Leaving the ball now for Shelley Gillette to take. Gillette looking for the 45. Reed putting pressure on. Ball still in play. It's going to roll along around the field, and I think Joan Spencer get in there first. Ball being crossed in again. Tapp just trying to get the ball into the D. Not been successful. Joan Spencer now gets a chance. No, leaving the ball for more. Shirley Gillette, that says, sorry. Thought that was Bradbury for a second. Again, so often when they make the ball live, Jill Reed stepping up just to put a flat stick in front of it to stop the progression of the Alliance team. Good defensive work there for somebody who plays more front in the field. A little sneaky overhead there. And it did work because the ball's popped loose. Scotland now got space to move into. Joyce Soon is going to make some choices here. Goes down the middle when she had options on the right, I think. Moira Anderson is making a long through in the solo run and popped it in the goal. That is a fantastic effort. Moira Anderson made the long through ball run. Didn't know she was going to get there or not. Just rescued the ball before it ran over the baseline, pulled it back, and then promptly ran it back into the middle of the circle and backhanded the ball past Christine Ether. Scotland rack up their 6th goal of this game in the 4th quarter. Still 12 minutes to go, but fantastic individual effort by Moira Anderson, who has been so prodigious this game. Playing the midfield, playing up front against Scotland. This time with Scullion, and she's been enterprisingly running on the baseline. She goes on the outside normally. One of her trademarks, and now come the cross. Comes off a ricochet, and unfortunately ricocheting into Margaret Sanders' foot. Wasn't her fault there, but typical Scullion run on the outside, trying to find the baseline, and then trying to cross it in to see if any of her fellow strikers can tap it in. Short corner now for Scotland, and they've moved Anderson to the short left slip. Captain Barrett, and the ball did go to Anderson at the end of that. Captain Barrett is looking like the pass on top, and she gets the ball now in the D, push it across, not finding a foot to try to make the tackle. Anderson got the ball now, looking for the small play. Sunes gonna hit it in, ball across the face, and I think Joan Mackey's gonna rue that chance. It came right across the face of the goal. She thought the defender was gonna tap it, hesitated, and they both promptly missed the ball, rolling across harmlessly across the open face of goal. And I think a collective groan from the bench on Scotland's side, more for the opportunity lost than anything else. As the reset happens, we've got the Alliance team just trying to force it down the channels. I think in their post-match analysis, they're going to be looking at how they can, if they're going to go down a channel, they need their own players to be there to move it on and pass to, or could they switch it out? Having said that, though, Scotland been very good at putting 2 people infield to stop the switch play from looking like it's been on, and then ensuing game have trapped the Alliance team and just pushing the ball down the middle of the field or down a channel where they've been waiting for the collection. Ball running through, but this time it won't be collected. Too much pace on it. Sub's been rolled here for Scotland. That's the good switch ball. That's been waiting for that. The option there was blocked down the middle, so Shirley Gillette made a sneaky run, a little bit wider there to open herself up to pick up the ball. Unfortunately, Beverly Noonan just catching the top of the ball then and popping up. Charlotte Barrett catching an arm, but it wasn't that dangerous. Didn't hurt as much. Scotland now trying to force the ball forward, and again guilty of just trying to play through people. The Alliance team kept the ball, advantage being played. Bit of confusion if the hit had been taken, so they get to retake it again. Not sure if the umpire read that, but it came off an Alliance foot. Beverly Noonan just keep it down the channel. Not sure if the ball's infield or outfield. Umpire saying it's going to be on the sideline. As Wotherspoon goes for the long hit and finds, unfortunately, ball going straight through to Yvonne Wilson, who just catches it on the edge of her stick onto her toe. She's going to be upset with herself there because she had a clean run at the circle. Ball just being let outside the field there. Again, the Alliance team looking much better. And they're transferring the ball from the back now. Scotland now go for the switch, and they do have players on the far side of the field very cleverly. Scullion, who's been running the ball around the right hand side quite a lot, passes it infield. Barrett looking for the through ball. Oh, and again, don't think Joyce Souness was expecting that to come through. Caught her by surprise. Scotland still been enterprising coming into this game. Clean hit out the back. It's been a couple of the balls now have been hit cleanly, and the ball been knocked forward. It's Alliance have got a chance to start going on the field here. They could just collect and control it for a short while. Sheila Gillette with some enterprising skill, pulling to the open face and having a chance to run down, looking for options. Playing the through ball to Joan Spencer. Joan Spencer just outside the circle, looking for something to come. Tries to drop it back to Gillette, who hasn't got it, but they still control it as they got it on the edge. It's Shelley Tapp trying to find a way through. Barrett blocking as always. Still in control, looking for short corner. Ball hitting the foot outside the circle. Circle very congested from this angle. You're not going to get much clean ball from a baseline run here. As the Alliance team trying to make the 5 yards, need to get it in. They do get it in. It's going to be a pinball opportunity as the ball pops loose. Unfortunately, Joan Spencer not able to knock it on target. And then soon Malay lost track of where the goals was. As again, we're going to the last 5 minutes of this match. Scotland 6-love up. Some enterprising hockey from them, keeping the ball moving. The Alliance team struggling to link up too many passes, but I think it also credit to Scotland for disrupting the game a lot, not allowing them to do that. Ball going on the side there. Looked like there was an opportunity, but Sue Norman stepping up and making the tackle and the clearance. Sloan having a ball every second, but the ball popping loose. And unfortunately, a couple of players now resorting to running with the ball. Down the left-hand side, we've got McCallum looking for the ball into the circle. She finds a foot, I think. Umpire hasn't seen it. Advantage. That is an interesting backhand overhead in the circle. Might have been going for goal. Turned into a cross. Joyce Souness was expecting the ball to go goal bound, and so was caught by surprise at this ball flying over the top. Winifred McCallum definitely been practicing her aerial skills. And backhand. Catching it really cleanly and popping it over the top. As we getting down to the last 3 minutes of this match. Scotland be very happy with their performance. Day 7, you want to make sure your game is progressing and you're still staying positive. Both these teams having lost their previous matches in this tournament, but Scotland now redeem themselves with a win as the ball pops loose. Bit of chipping and trapping all over the ball. Allows Sanders the time to come and clean it out again. Not a bad hit to Sullivan. Scotland with the cross. .225 to go. Can Scotland get another short corner from this? The ball coming across. Nice pick up there from Gallach, who went on the backhand and then got hacked. Definitely stop the ball moving to the middle of the circle where there might have been a shot coming. So good defensive save. Unfortunately, a knock happened on the far side of the field. Nobody sure whose ball it was. Menju Sullivan just saying, I think it's mine. Umpire green. But again, with 1:30 to go on the clock, the Alliance team would just like one circle entry to see if they can have just one stab at goal. Scotland, however, seem very keen to score more. Not happy to rest on the 6-love lead. Some small play again on, then the umpire now getting a little bit frustrated with players knocking the ball away after the whistle. Duncan being ejected. 1 minute left in the game. Not sure if that would have made much of a difference, as the Alliance team now have an extra play on the field with Scotland 1 on the card. Whether it'll make a difference with 50 seconds to go, I'm not sure, because Scotland have fetched this ball and got numbers in front. If they can find the small interplay, Scullion's now got the ball. Scullion will run this ball up the field, trying to link up with players. Finds a foot, still got players out of the ball. Advantage being played. Ball coming through to McCallum, 1-on-1 of the keeper. What's she going to choose to do? Goes for the hit, finds Ether. Captain Barrett going for the shot. Another save by Christine Ether. Really good, still in control. 20 seconds on the clock as Scullion pushes the ball forward. I think between McCallum and Barrett, 2 free shots, they just hit straight at the goalkeeper's feet. Not taking it away from Christine Ether, who made some great saves. This game comes to an end now. Scotland winning the match 6-love, taking the honours here as we wish you farewell from Cape Town.